everyone and welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Jay, an indie game developer working on a 2.5D action-adventure called Ignitus. In this devlog, I'll show you the progress I've made since my last update. New abilities, animation upgrades, a revamped dialogue system, controller support, and even a new demo plan. Let's get into it. Since my last game jam, I've been doing a lot of cleanup, especially in the codebase. Some of my old systems weren't going to cut it for the final game, so I've been looking up alternative approaches. One major change is how I do the transformations. Previously, I stacked character forms in animator layers, but now I'm using a base animator with override animations instead. This simplifies everything. Each form still has unique animations and abilities, but the setup is way more efficient. I also finalized the Yellow Shard's ability, a burst attack that not only damages enemies but also reveals hidden items and paths. It'll be essential for puzzles and unlocking new areas, and I'm designing enemies that specifically require it to be beat. On the gameplay side, the movement prototype is shaping up. I've got basic movement, wall climbing, and dashing all working. I'm holding off on level design for now, as I want the mechanics to feel great before I build more content around them. I also revamped my dialogue system. The old one worked, but it was super clunky when handling multiple characters. The new version flows way better and should be much easier to adapt when I add branching dialogue that reacts to player decisions. I also added a controller. I've been testing with my PS4 controller and it already feels way better than the keyboard and mouse. It's helped a lot with playtesting and it just makes development more fun. Enemies are next. I got a test enemy with basic health and a hitbox. Now I just need to add the attack logic and animations. I also want to switch the static backgrounds to a parallax one and improve contrast. Right now, the player blends into the environment too easily. The world is meant to feel colorless and mysterious, but it still needs to be readable. I found this palette generator that I'm using to add contrast for the characters and world designs. This will ensure that the information is still being read clearly and represents the primary color they are associated with. Speaking of improvements, I accidentally broke my title screen, so I'm rebuilding it from scratch. I'm experimenting with animated effects like a glowing moon and particle trails just to give it a bit more life. The plan is to release a playable demo of Ignitus by late September or early October. Instead of starting players in the first level, the demo will drop you into a later level where all the abilities are unlocked. You'll get a solid 10 to 15 minutes of traversal, puzzle solving, and a mini boss fight, enough to showcase gameplay, aesthetic, and quality. I'll release it on itch.io first and then build out the official Steam page. Now that things are coming together, I'm looking to bring a couple of people onto the project, mainly a composer and an animator. Animation takes up a lot of time and I want to free up space to focus on design and polish. September is going to be all about building the demo and I'm super excited to get something playable into your hand. And that's going to be it for this update. If you liked what you saw or learned something new, hit the like button and drop a comment. It really does help me out. And if you want to follow Ignitus or more of my game dev journey, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.